dental office mergers and acquisitions slowed in 2024 due to overall poor performance. In this video, I want to talk about a couple of the factors that are at play that are driving the poor performance, and to also talk about how this could potentially affect the profession moving forward, especially if this trend continues. So, first and foremost, what really caught my attention last year following some of the DSO experts was the fact that the rumor is, there's not a whole bunch of data on this, but the rumor is there's up to 10 large DSOs that are currently in receivership. And for you guys at home, when a company goes into receivership, the receiver is appointed to take possession of and sell or liquidate the assets secured by the security agreement in order to repay the outstanding debt. So this is not a place you want to be if you are running the company. So basically, they're trying to navigate how to move forward because they have taken on such a loss. They do not have the cash to continue operating. So now they are at a fork in the road of how they continue the operation moving forward. So obviously, the large DSOs have more of the transactional volume. All these practices are based on supply and demand. So if you take away a lot of demand, pricing will follow on that. So that is one factor that really just jumped off the page at me, because you don't hear a lot of that stuff. But upwards of 10 large DSOs currently in receivership. That is wild to me. That also aligns with some of the other things that I continue to see and read, where most DSOs have not been able to be EBITDA positive since 2021. In the new day and age of practice valuations, they're all based on EBITDA valuations. EBITDA is basically your net income on steroids. So if you can't fog the mirror enough to get positive EBITDA, you really, from a straight cash flow perspective, are not performing how you need to. In particular, if you're trying to be in an acquisition mode where that's going to take on even more cash and capital to be able to keep that model going. So that to me is going to be something really interesting to watch moving forward. What honestly scares me, though, guys, are the fact that I don't see a lot of the dynamics changing that have driven this margin compression. I still do not see the supply of labor coming back. The hygienist shortage I don't see happening. The lack of full-time quality available dental assistants, practice managers, you name it, there's a scarcity of it. And when there's scarcity, obviously, again, we're back to supply and demand. That is going to drive wages higher. That has been the number one thing that has been squeezing offices, in my opinion, wages and fixed costs. It's unbelievable. See previous videos. Our health insurance that we offer staff is going up again 10% this year. So we're going to have to find margin somehow, because again, that's obviously going to be another expense. Rent goes up for us each year. Our rent are on 2% escalators. So every year we know that there's going to be another 2% that we have to come up somewhere. So all these factors, these numbers sound small, but man, do they add up in scale. And I think one factor you guys are going to find very interesting. We looked at over 5 Indiana practices last year where the dentist took home less than $100,000. That's how much margin compression is really taking place. There are so many opportunities now from an associate standpoint that just did not exist in different eras. So things are changing. That provides different opportunity. But man, is the margin compression no more real than we do some of these practice valuations and see what the owner dentist is net taking home? Because every year that number continues to go south, which was driving a lot of M&A. However, in this video, like we're talking about, a lot of those buyers now don't have the performance to justify buying more offices. So hence why pencils have been down in 2024. And what worries me about 2025 is those factors I don't think are going to be easier this year. One other thing that I think we have to talk about to wrap up this video, because again, from a supply and demand standpoint, it affects a lot of things. Rick Wortman, the founder of Heartland, he is on record of saying over half of the dental offices currently on the market are unpurchasable. The dentist hasn't put enough money back into the practice in terms of equipment, in terms of supplies, in terms of patient volume, in terms of staff. So there's not enough meat on the bone to even purchase that. Hence why Heartland has moved to basically a de novo model. Pre-2020, they were only acquisition model. They did hardly any de novo. Now they've completely pivoted and inverse that, where they're now basically 90-10 de novo versus acquisition. So keep your head on a swivel, guys. Things are changing quickly. And I think 2025 is going to continue to drive even more disruption. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys are seeing in your territory. Let me know if you guys think 2025 is going to be another potential slow year for M&A because of a continued poor performance for the profession, or do you think that there's going to be something coming downstream that is going to be dynamic enough to reverse some of the feedback loops that we're currently in? Let me know in the comments section, and have a great 2025, guys.